how do we keep growing when we think we already know everything?
I don't know. Oh, I actually saw this question earlier and I thought about it. I think like the biggest thing for me is I need to be reminded of where I was in 2015 and how I felt because it's I feel like this is a reoccurring thing that I'm saying, but it's just very easy for me to lie to myself as an addict, an alcoholic, especially 15 or like 16-year-old, and even 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, super easy to lie and lose sight of where I came from and all the pain that I caused, my family and all the pain that I was in. And that's probably one of my biggest things that I think about is like how it's like moving forward and like rebuilding those family relationships, getting closer to my sister and my dad and all of that, I think that's just simply put, just like reminding myself where I came from. And I think working with other people does that for me on a weekly basis.
So, I'm of a certain age where I know I don't know everything. But we also live in a world where everybody acts like they know everything. So I can act like I know everything sometimes, but I don't, all right, just for the record, even if I come off that way. I'm much more interested in, and I also know that the people, like the person you should always distrust the most in a meeting, like in an AA meeting, is the person that always talks about how good they're doing all the time, okay? Because that's not reality. The reality of this is, I have days where I struggle with liking myself, I'm insecure, I feel a lot of anxiety, I question my faith, and then do I keep putting one foot in front of another? So what I'm much more interested in at this point in my life and my recovery is surrounding myself with people that have loving hearts and are open to service. Because when I'm around people like that, like Brenda or Kieran or Jerry or Richard or, people like that, I feel this connection with them. A connection is this emotional thing, this connection, fellowship, and that's what kind of keeps the world going for me. And that's one of the promises of recovery. It's hard to go through life, and it's much harder to go through recovery if you feel isolated or alone. So that's my answer.
That's a great question, because I think it's really easy.
I
think it's a really easy feeling to feel after you've been in an early stage recovery program that you're getting to the brink of maybe outgrowing it, or that you know everything, or all of this is getting redundant, and your kid is doing great and he's sober and you're phenomenal. Pick up how Al-Anon works. You will never learn everything. And go to strong, healthy Al-Anon meetings. There are bad AA meetings, there are bad Al-Anon meetings. And if you're hearing war stories all the time, that's probably not what you're wanting to hear. Oftentimes I go to a meeting and I'm like amazed at how many 20 and 30 year people are sitting in there sharing, and I'm not hearing a war story. I'm hearing their strength, I'm hearing their experience, I'm hearing their hope. They're still talking about working step 1, 2, and 3 all the time. So that would be my answer.
So knowledge creates the illusion of control, and so it's just eventually that illusion will fall apart because life will happen. And so when that happens, you'll find some humility and you will become teachable. And so it's really a matter of attitude. If you have the attitude that you know everything, no, you're not going to grow. It's pretty much stated in that question. A daily inventory can be helpful to break out of that kind of denial that you're in.